hate Thanksgiving. My mom has worked that holiday for as long as I can remember, and I think turkey is way overrated anyway. The real reason I hate Thanksgiving, though, is because my mom works the day after Thanksgiving. And my mom works at Walmart. I have never been Black Friday shopping because of the horror stories I have heard. Can you imagine two separate people at home with their families, Thanksgiving morning, preparing food and thinking about what they're grateful for, and the next day they're fighting over a stack of discounted towels? I can, because my mom came home that day early after attempting to stop the fight and getting injured in the line of duty. Since 2006, 10 people have died and 111 have been injured as a result of Black Friday stampedes. This is an extreme example of mob mentality. A less extreme example is the way that social media is starting to affect the way that we behave. Like blocking your friends on Facebook because they voted for Donald Trump. The shallow perception of knowledge we all think we have is making it easier for mob mentality to occur. Wait, what do I mean by the shallow perception of knowledge we think we have? I'll answer that question with another question. Have you ever shared your opinion and then immediately realized you had no idea what you were talking about? Well, during the 2016 primary, I said that I wouldn't vote for a candidate because something they did disqualified them from being able to run, to which someone else asked me, on what basis would that disqualify them from running? To which I replied, see, earlier that day, I'd seen a Facebook post by my old history teacher that said he wouldn't vote for the candidate because something they did disqualified them from being able to run. I look up to and respect the opinion of my old history teacher. Rather than do my own research and form my own opinion, I decided to take a shortcut and copy and paste from someone who seemed well-informed. I am not alone in taking shortcuts. This is a common route people take from deciding what to buy to choosing the next president of our country. How many of us read the news on a daily basis? The two-step flow of communication suggests that a small sector of the population reads or watches the news regularly. These people, opinion leaders, share the information they gather along with their opinions to their social circles, their friends, their family, and their coworkers. And people that listen to these opinion leaders tend to take the secondhand information they share as reliable and also to share their opinion, like I did with my old history teacher. Social media has dramatically increased the amount of followers that an opinion leader can reach. When I was influenced by my old history teacher, he was an ocean away from me. Opinion leadership can be dangerous because people that know how it works can use it to deliberately manipulate large audiences. Before the Iraq invasion in 2003, the US Department of Defense sent out high-ranking military officers, aka message force multipliers, to promote favorable news coverage of the invasion by persuading the public with words like Al-Qaeda connection and weapons of mass destruction. The public thought that these high-ranking military officers were giving their own analysis on the situation, when in actuality, they were saying what the Department of Defense wanted them to say. The public didn't know this, and of course trusted the opinions of veteran military commanders in the decision to go to war. A majority of Congress voted for the invasion, and it had a high approval rating in the US. Most people had a fingernail-thick understanding of this policy, and yet they encouraged it, or in the case of our representatives, voted for it. Most people that voice their opinions are parrots. They don't use critical thinking. They repeat and regurgitate the information and opinions that support their own views and values. And this is totally rational. In a time when we're literally overloaded with information, it makes sense to take shortcuts in forming an opinion. People do this often with voting. Democrats will generally vote for Democrats because even if they had done the research on both candidates, they probably would have ended up voting for their party anyway. But using shortcuts and having prepackaged opinions means that no one changes their mind. Instead of debates and problem-solving dialogue on the internet, we have trolls, memes that shortchange the other's argument, and opinion leaders that are furthering the divide between liberals and conservatives with absolutist rhetoric. People are losing their friends and family members over differences in opinions. Others are being verbally attacked both online and in real life by strangers for not being politically correct enough. The mob mentality that social media perpetuates is not always as covert either. Before the Unite the Right rally in Charlottesville, white supremacists chatted online about running over counter-protesters. One user commented, "In other states, it's legal to run over protesters that are blocking road paths. And whether or not these white supremacists were joking, a car at that rally struck a group of people." Opinion leaders have an enormous audience due to social media. Most people don't have their own opinions anymore. They just copy and paste and retweet the opinions of opinion leaders. The polarizing rhetoric that many of these opinion leaders are choosing to use is causing tangible consequences in our country. Don't copy and paste. Do your own research. Make your own opinions and become your own opinion leader.